Right, so I always knew that I was going to do a 1-year update to my ayahuasca experience, but I didn't know how I was going to start it because the past year has been pretty tumultuous. There's been ups and downs with regards to my continued healing. Fortunately, a few weeks ago, a good friend of mine, Luke, who has also drunk medicine and was in fact the guy that encouraged me to go to Rythmia in the first place because that's where he went. He sent me a link to a guy's Instagram profile, a guy called Malcolm Fraser, and he made a post that really resonated with me, and obviously it resonated with Luke, and so I think it could resonate with a lot of other people as well, so I'm just going to read it. 5 things ayahuasca didn't do for me. Disclaimer: ayahuasca is not for everyone. Before choosing to sit with the medicine, do your due diligence. Research, prepare. Make sure you are doing it in a safe space with a team that can facilitate you lovingly and maestros from a lineage that holds integrity and has worked with the medicine for generations. This is my experience. Yours may be different. Don't let my words define what the medicine may have in store for you. It didn't instantly heal me. Before my first ceremony, I thought ayahuasca would be the breakthrough I needed, that I'd drink the brew and walk out fully healed. But the truth? The real work started when the ceremony ended. Ayahuasca didn't heal me, it showed me where I needed to do the healing myself. It didn't give me clear answers, far from it. I get confused when I sit with it. I didn't drink ayahuasca and suddenly have all the answers to my life. The medicine doesn't hand you solutions, it dismantles illusions. It broke me open, forced me to see what I had been avoiding, and left me with the responsibility to do something about it. It didn't make my life easier. Ayahuasca didn't remove my problems. It made them impossible to ignore. It forced me to face every piece of myself I had buried, my patterns, my fears, my shadows. And once I saw the truth, I couldn't unsee it. The hardest part wasn't the ceremony, it was learning how to live with what I had seen. It didn't take away my pain. Pain doesn't just disappear because you drink ayahuasca. If anything, the medicine made me feel my pain more deeply, not to suffer, but so I could finally process it instead of suppressing it. Healing isn't about escaping pain, it's about moving through it, and I had to be willing to sit in the fire and purge all of it. It didn't make me more spiritual. If anything, ayahuasca humbled me. It didn't give me superpowers, it didn't make me enlightened, it didn't make me more enlightened than anyone else. The real lesson? Being spiritual isn't about how many ceremonies you've done, it's about how you live your life as a human being when no one is watching. What ayahuasca did do, it showed me what I was running from. It stripped away my excuses. It made me sit with my own bullshit and take full responsibility for my life. It showed me where I had to offer more love and acceptance, forgiveness to myself and others. It showed me the power of my body and the importance of really taking care of it. It didn't change me. I had to change me. She helped me in purging what was no longer of service to me, my beliefs, my unhealthy attachments, and helped me design a clearer path towards becoming the man, the partner, the leader that I truly wish to be. She has humbled me greatly, and I will continue doing my work with her. Every part of it is worth it. Truth is, she is not a shortcut. She is not a drug. She is not an escape. She is a conscious ally. And like any ally, you learn to build a relationship with her. Without integration, it's just another experience. With integration, it can be the catalyst for the deepest transformation of your life, but only if you're willing to do the work. Don't go into it expecting to be saved. Go into it prepared to meet yourself at the deepest level. Choose a safe center. Work with real maestros. Respect the medicine. And most importantly, don't rely on it. The real power was never in the brew. It was always inside me. As he says in that post, that was his experience with ayahuasca, and I'm going to talk about mine. Now, the very important thing to remember is that everyone's experience with the medicine is different. Only she has your prescription. It's different for everyone, but I'm just going to tell you what I've been through over the past year. So yeah, ayahuasca didn't fix me, but it did change me. I have come to know myself better. In fact, I've come to know myself better than I ever have. And I am now more comfortable with myself than I ever have been. Having said that, I think I need to address a few things that I've been through over the past year. I'll start with the bad. In my previous video, I mentioned that there was a big day-night balance where the daytime I felt amazing, connected, loving, compassionate, and then in the nighttime I felt fear and loneliness and doubt and terror. That didn't go away for a long time. I mentioned that the night times were scary, but I didn't really go into the great detail. It's not like I downplayed it, but I didn't really explain it as much as I think I should have. I have a group chat with the people that I went to Rythmia with, and after a few weeks of suffering from this nighttime terror, I asked them for help, and I got some good advice from them. But basically, for the first time ever as an adult, I was praying before bed. Not because I suddenly believed in a higher power, but I just wanted some kind of respite from the nightmares and fear that was all consuming me. I feng shuied my apartment to try and get some good energy in there. Never believed in feng shui before. I smudged my apartment, which is burning sage, to try and remove bad energy. Never believed in smudging before. I was even advised by someone to put a glass of water under my bed at night time to collect the negative energy and collect the dreams and stuff. Never would have done that before. So this goes in two parts to say, one, it was fucking horrible. It was terrifying. And two, I was open to non-evidence-based approaches, i.e. not scientific. When you leave Rythmia, they tell you that integration is part of your journey, as did Malcolm talk about that in his post. For some people, it's a few weeks. For some people, it's a few months. Apparently, for me, it was the best part of a year. It's only in the last probably month or two that my dreams have returned to what I would say is a normal state of vividness, and I've slept through most nights. When I went to Rythmia, this was right in the middle of a long bout of psychotherapy sessions, and there was even a few sessions where I had to get reassurance from my counsellor that I wasn't going psychotic. And I've heard this from other people as well, that they, for a few days or a few weeks, thought that they were experiencing some kind of psychosis. I wasn't psychotic, fortunately. But suffice to say that the bad stuff has been really bad, really bad. Now, I'll try and explain what I think. I'll try and explain why I think I've experienced this. So, I went to Rythmia to heal my anxiety, my chronic generalised anxiety. And I won't speak about that here because I spoke about it in my previous video, but I'm pretty sure that in my life I've experienced no big T trauma. I've had no big traumatic event. I've had a wonderful, peaceful, loving upbringing. But somehow along the way I've managed to collect a bunch of little T trauma, which has accumulated in me developing a chronic anxiety condition. I don't know if it's ironic that attending Rythmia, attending Ayahuasca ceremony was the most traumatic experience of my entire life. I'm not being hyperbolic when I say that. The Tuesday night in ceremony, I have never been so scared in my whole life. So at Rythmia, they have workshops as well as a ceremony, and the two are integrated very well together. And I learned that anxiety isn't a emotion, isn't a feeling on its own. Anxiety is a symptom of fear. Fear is the underlying root emotion. And on a couple of occasions, in a couple of ceremonies, that was shown to me. The medicine showed me who I had become. And who I had become was a very, very fearful person. Now, through my deconstructing of that over the course of the last year, it's led me to believe that it's because of my suppression of feelings, my suppression of emotions. Throughout my entire adult life, I've prided myself on being a man of science. I have all my tattoos are science-based tattoos. I've always lived for evidence-based knowledge, and I've ignored or suppressed my emotions or feelings. The medicine removed the stopper in the bottle. It feels like there was, if you have a big container and the top part is my conscious and the bottom part is my subconscious, the subconscious was full of my feelings, and the membrane between the conscious and the subconscious was removed, and all of my feelings came spewing out up into my conscious. This was not only my fear, but also my love and my joy and my compassion, which is why I felt both these parts equally. To try and demonstrate some balance between the two, I mentioned that I was sometimes praying before bed because I was so scared. But then on the flip side, I remember a day I was stood in my kitchen on a random late summer's afternoon, listening to some music that I really enjoyed, cooking some food with the sun streaming in through the window, and I just started crying. I started crying grateful tears alone in my kitchen because I was so happy to be alive and to be able to experience that moment of joy. So I've experienced both, and over the course of the last 8-9 months, this overwhelming flood of repressed emotions and feelings has, I think it's worked its way out now. But it did actually highlight something for me that I underestimated before, and that's the power of the subconscious. I thought the conscious was running the show. It's absolutely not. It's kind of like an iceberg. So the conscious is just the top bit, like sticking out of the water, and then the subconscious is the main body of it sitting under the water. The subconscious is usually something that we can't access, and through some means, meditation or breath work, or in this case, psychedelics, we can access the subconscious, and it's really the one that's in charge. We might not be able to access the subconscious all the time, and we might not be aware of it or even what's going on, but the subconscious knows what's going on, and it's logging everything you do. So when Malcolm said being spiritual isn't about how many ceremonies you've done, it's about how you live your life as a human being when no one is watching, that really resonated with me, because I've always been pretty active with taking care of my physical and mental health, but I never considered my spiritual health. And now I have this understanding that my spiritual health is tied to my subconscious. It's kind of like an unknown check. I noticed this pattern that if I had a day where I made choices that weren't aligned with my values, I would have a worse night. I would not sleep well, or I would have nightmares. It was like it was guiding me to make better choices aligned with my core values and my spirit. Now, taking care of your physical health and your mental health can both contribute to good spiritual health. But it's even weird for me to talk about spiritual health because before I went to Rythmia, before I drank medicine, I was a devout atheist through and through. For most of my adult life, I've been a strong atheist. Now, without wanting to put myself in a box, if I had to say, I would say I sit somewhere between agnostic and spiritual, which is still very weird for me to say. I'm still trying to get my head around that. But I guess the point is that I'm way more open-minded. Previously, I was very, it's my way or the highway. Like, show me the proof, show me the evidence, or I don't believe you. I do it the right way, and you're wrong. Very stubborn. This is the correct way to do it. Now I'm way more open to other people's ideas. I've embraced all different kinds of things that previously I would have poo-pooed or need evidence for, and now I'm willing to accept. I had a very nice connection with someone last summer, and they got me this hematite. I don't know if it's doing anything for me, but it looks nice, and it might be, so why not? But the wildest thing is the fact that I now own a tarot deck. Now, I don't for 1 second believe in divination. However, my mum showed me an article in a magazine explaining how tarot can help to make decisions. That it's actually a way to kind of access your subconscious, which is kind of cool. And I've been embracing that, and I've been trying that. The old me would have been like, no, show me the evidence or I don't believe you. So I guess this whole little spiel is to explain that I'm way more open-minded. I also argue less with people. My parents used to make a joke that I should have a soapbox with me wherever I go because I'd like to stand on it and tell everyone my opinion. Now I don't really hold many opinions to be strong, and if someone says something that's wrong or previously I felt like they need correcting, even silly things like pronunciation or grammar or anything, like now I'll let it go. It's fine. I'm not bothered. It literally doesn't bother me. Like, everyone's doing their own thing. So yeah, the subconscious is running the show, and it logs everything that you do. The idea of a gut feeling, well on board with that. So anxiety physiologically is generally a raised levels of cortisol in the body, which is your fight or flight response hormone. It's the precursor to adrenaline. And I can feel when my cortisol is high. It's like a buzz. And that's still there. My anxiety hasn't gone. It's been reduced. Loads of my OCD stuff has gone. And I have much less anxiety, but I'm aware of this buzz. And now, instead of me like getting frustrated or fearful of it, I use it as an alarm system. If I'm feeling that buzz, then that means that I'm not doing something that's aligned with where I want to be. I don't know why I feel this way consciously, but it's there for a reason. It's happening for a reason. So subconsciously, there must be something going on. So now I listen to it. I'm like, oh, there's that buzz. Time to change up. The medicine has put me more in tune with myself. I will caveat that by saying that I am still a man of science. I do still love science. I just think now that there is, science lives on mystery. The whole point of science is to discover things that we don't know. And so having the combination of the two is kind of nice. Mystery is good. This also connects to my anxiety disorder, in that a lot of people with anxiety, they will catastrophize and they will try to predict the future in their mind. They make the future real because they don't want to live with the uncertainty of the uncertainty. So so you try to avoid uncertainty by making it certain in your mind. That's a form of catastrophizing, which is what I used to do a lot, and I still do sometimes as well. But mystery is good. Not knowing is good. Understanding that not knowing something is one of the joys of life. Embracing the uncertainty is wonderful. If you woke up every day and knew exactly what was going to happen, life would be pretty boring. So my emotions have been unleashed. My fear and my love. My relationship to my family is the best that it's ever been. My relationship to my parents is the best it's ever been. My relationship to my brother, my sister-in-law, my niece and nephew is the best it's ever been. I really enjoy being with them, spending time with them, listening to them, being present with them. The medicine has shown me how lonely I was, so I've been making big steps in the past year to try and be less lonely. So I've started all kinds of new social groups. I've started doing improv, which has been incredible. I've met so many amazing people. It's been so good for me. It's improved my creativity, my confidence. Such a wonderful group of people, such a great community. And yeah, it's been amazing. Yoga classes. Previously, I used to do a lot of yoga just on my own. And now I go to class because they had yoga classes at Rythmia, and I really enjoyed doing yoga with other people. And now I go to yoga class 2, 3, 4 times a week, and it's a huge part of my life, and it's so good for me mentally, physically, spiritually. It's the complete practice, even to the point now where I am considering at some point doing my teacher training to become a yoga teacher, because it's so valuable for every aspect of my health. Speaking of health, I've never been more consistent in the gym than I am now. I've always been relatively fit throughout my adult life, with the exception of a couple of times that I've had injuries. But the past year, I've made more gains than I've made in the last 10 years. For the past 7 years, I've been trying to build the life that I wanted. And there was a few final steps that I was holding back on for one reason or another. Now, because of my introspection and my journey with the medicine and my feelings of fear and loneliness that have guided me in a new direction, I'm now completely financially independent. I work only for myself. I don't have any other part-time job. And I'm doing okay. I've started another business with Ricardo that I mentioned in my previous video. We have a studio. I have a separate workspace to my home space, which has been just absolutely incredible for my mental health. I am completely free. I'm in charge of my own time, and it feels amazing. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't appreciate it. There's not a day that goes by that I don't feel gratitude for it. It's wonderful. I love it. My work-life balance is better than it ever has been. Allowing myself to take time off, giving myself time to relax and recharge and slow down. I never had that before. I was go, go, go all the time. Now I sometimes give myself whole weekends off. And it feels great. I cry a lot. I used to pride myself on not crying. I used to say, I don't remember the last time I cried, which was often true. but now I cry a lot, which is good. It's a release. It's important to release. I was watching The Dark Knight last week, an action film that I have seen many times, and I cried. I cried watching Batman alone. My meditation is still a huge part of my life, if not more important. I even started a meditation channel on YouTube, a separate channel. I wish more people knew about meditation and mindfulness. Since drinking medicine, I'm so much more aware and so much more mindful of everything that I do. So much more present. Breathwork. Breathwork is huge as well. I was introduced to breathwork at Rythmia, and it just absolutely blew my mind how powerful it is. Now I usually integrate some breathwork into every meditation that I do. Sometimes I'll just sprinkle it in my daytime and just have a bit of a reset, helps me relax. And my anxiety hasn't gone. The last year has been an absolute roller coaster. It's been difficult, and it still is difficult sometimes. I have created, materialistically, the life that I wanted for myself. I'm my own boss. I do something that I really enjoy for a living. I'm building a stronger and better social network. I'm bigger and stronger than I've ever been. Mentally, I'm more stable than I've ever been. I'm more in tune with my spirit, with my soul. I'm more open-minded. But there's still some things missing, for sure. For one, I've realized how lonely I am and how ready I am for a relationship. Coming from someone that's been absolutely single for 10 years, I know now deep down that I'm ready for a relationship. I've created the life that I want for myself, and now, previously it was all about me. Now I realize the importance of sharing your time and energy with other people, and I want to find a very special person to spend that time and energy with. I also have anxiety. There's been a couple of times in the past year that it's flared up really bad, like it used to. Off the top of my head, I can think of 2 occasions when I've been on an absolute doom spiral of catastrophizing for multiple days at a time. To the point where once I had to call my parents to say, listen, I need you to talk to me because I'm losing the plot again here. But that's only 2 or 3 times, only 2 or 3 occasions in, a year? Whereas before, I would be catastrophizing on a daily basis. And this less anxiety isn't just a result of drinking medicine. It's a result of drinking medicine, which has then led me to make lifestyle changes so that I feel better on a day-to-day basis. It's the regular meditation. It's better sleep. It's making better choices that are more aligned with my spirit. It's being more present. It's being more aware. It's spending more time with other people and less time with myself. Spending more time in here than in here. So I do still have anxiety, and I do still feel raised levels of cortisol. In a way, anxiety is my superpower. It can be used as a kind of activation energy. Would I have done all the things that I've done in my life if it wasn't for my anxiety? Probably not, because my anxiety is part of me, and I've done all the things that I've done. And I'm proud of the things that I've done. I didn't know how to end this video, and thinking about it, ideally I wanted just a concise statement about my journey with ayahuasca from ceremony up until a year later. And it's difficult to explain because, as I've mentioned, a lot of the things that I'm dealing with are subconscious. It's feelings, it's emotions, it's not thoughts and actions. My thoughts and actions have changed since drinking medicine, as a result of having different feelings and emotions. So it's very difficult to articulate. I can't overstate how difficult the last year has been at times. I can't overstate how terrified I was on Tuesday night at Rythmia in ceremony. It is the most scared I've ever been. By a long way. Nothing compares. And it wasn't even being scared of anything in particular. It was my fear. I can't explain what I went through. It was awful for me at the time. And since then, I have been dealing with a lot of fear. Less anxiety, more fear. The medicine changed something in me. It gave me a better understanding of myself, which has meant that I've understood that I need to change, that things need to change. I'm not for 1 second deluding myself into thinking that the work is done. If anything, ayahuasca has shown me that I still have a lot of work to do. But that realization has given me the impetus to take action. The medicine put me on a new path, and it was up to me, and it's still up to me to walk that path. And it's a scary path. It's very common to hear the medicine gives you what you need, not what you want. And apparently for me, I needed to be more scared than I've ever been in my life. I needed to be shown how alone and fearful I am. I needed to question a lot of the things that I previously held as strong beliefs. I needed to open my mind to endless possibilities. I needed a stronger connection to people in my life. And I need to continue the work. But on the other side of that, the changes that I've made, the understanding I have of myself, the connection I have to other people and to everything around me, the increased mindfulness and presence, my life is probably the best it's ever been. I know I still have a lot of work to do. And given the journey that I've been on, I don't know if I will drink medicine again. I'd like to think I will, because it has had a hugely beneficial impact on my life, but that's come at a lot of work, and the work is still continuing. The medicine changed something in me. It fundamentally changed me. Exactly how is difficult to express. So, yeah, ayahuasca didn't fix me. Ayahuasca helped me to change me, to understand me, and to, in a way, accept me.